Hey, this is Glendon Cameron with something a little different. I'm going to do a series of new Craigslist videos. I had a book, was working on it, and Craigslist made some changes that are just probably a pain in the ass. Total pain in the ass. And instead of rewriting the book or trying to redo the stuff, I was just like, hey, I'll start a new tutorial series, put it in the hustler mindset, plus give people access to it. So that way, when these changes happen, I can do what I need to do to get you the information, because this one is a trip. One of my oldest Craigslist account is now toast. I'll just let you know. I use Craigslist to sell my erotica because essentially I post certain things in certain sections, and over the last year or so, there's a few ads that I've tested and they're really good. They get a great response rate, and apparently someone didn't like the response rate because I am now what's called system flagged. What that means is as soon as I put up an ad, it immediately comes down. Because it happened the first time, and I've heard of this, but it's never happened to me in like 10 years. But it was just like I put up an ad, and then I went to look at it again and went to the terminal. I mean, I'm talking about maybe 30 seconds. It was gone. So I'm on that account's toast for that ad. Now, this is what's weird. I can still use that account to post certain ads. Like if I want to post resale stuff, if I want to post in garage sales, I can. And the ads show up. But in the personal section, and really this is how I was driving a lot of traffic. So I was a little pissed because this didn't just happen. When you get system flagged, and let me give you examples of how this happens. First, say you put up an ad that everyone hates and it gets a ton of flags. Okay, that can get you system flags. One of these ads that I was using, I've used for about 9 months. So it wasn't the general Craigslist audience that didn't like the ad, because I would have had problems long before now. Like, I mean, actually the one ad that I can't put up, and it's a good one because it always gets a great response, is 10 months, 10 and a half months old. Yeah, it's about 10 months out because, you know, I've toyed with it and it's properly keyworded. So apparently someone went out and got flagging software. I know you're going, what? Yeah, there's flagging software. There's software you can buy that will automatically flag people's ads. Because I was using my old accounts, and the older your account is, the more flag proof it is. Because I was using a lot of these accounts for resale stuff, and I went through periods, years ago where I would get flagged, and my partner and I, we just went crazy, and we just kept putting stuff up. And this is something else. When your account becomes crippled by flagging, it's very, very sensitive to flagging. Typically, it takes 22 flags to bring an ad down. So if you put up an ad and it's gone in like 30 minutes, and understand it takes 15 minutes for it to go live. Sometimes they go live sooner than that. But if it's flagged within 15 minutes, first few people that saw it or a system flag happened. And it has been an all-time high. I mean, the flagging was kind of bad around Christmas, but this is new. This is the first time. So I did some research. And what you have to do to prevent this is you have to create your Craigslist account with this in mind. Because if you're going to be successful on Craigslist, you will post a lot. And if you post a lot, you will be flagged. But the thing is, the people who are flagging you are not regular Craigslist people. You'll get a few. Because the thing is, if you put up a really good ad and you really have something decent, why would the average person flag you? It makes no sense. It's your competition. So apparently someone flagged me, but the thing is, I don't think they knew what I was doing, because the way that I worked it, I would put up the ad in the personal section, and then when people emailed me, I would email them the link. So, because the links and everything wasn't there. I mean, it was a lot of work in the beginning, but I got it down to a science, and I was really forwarding a lot of people to my pen name. it was working wonderful. So I don't know if it's one of those people who I emailed who figured out what it was doing. I don't know who it, but anywho, someone has tried to end my party. So essentially what I have to do is start anew, because I've got probably 5 Craigslist accounts, and I know one is crippled. I already knew it was crippled even before I did the research, because anytime I use that one, shit just happens. So essentially, this is the process to make your Craigslist accounts more flag proof. And it's pretty outstanding. So let's just start with this. You create a new account. Now, before this, you don't want to use your phone number. You can go here. I bought a number from this company before, and I just recently bought another one. Essentially, they give you a number that you can use to verify your Craigslist account. And they also let you come back. And if you had a number, you could reuse that number to verify, an account if you need it, because Craigslist will hit you up sometimes in 30 days. They may hit you up 2 weeks. Like if you're posting a lot, it's like phone verify. But what you do is you get your number. And another way to do get a phone, to get a number that can be verified, because this is the thing, Craigslist, and I'm going to tell you how they do this. Whenever a phone number is created, because like when you go to Verizon or any cell phone company, there's a guy, he goes in the queue and he looks, it's like, do you want this number? This number's available. All these phone numbers are already in someone's queue. And there's a list of numbers that have been distributed. They may not be active, but Verizon has this number, or T-Mobile has this number, or Sprint has this number, or AT&T has this number. All those numbers are on a list somewhere, and Craigslist has that list. So if you put a number, that's how they know if you're using voice over IP, because voice over IP numbers are also on a list. And if it's like, oh, we can't verify that because it's voice over IP, they will not phone verify that number. Used to be able to do it, but you can't do it now because Craigslist got smarter. So if you have like 2 lines, and a lot of people do, what you can do, and this is a nifty little technique, because I have one of my hustler mindset people do this for a different kind of business, because this person carries 2 phones. And I was like, well, you don't have to carry 2 phones. You need people to be able to call you. So I had that person take their second number and forward that to a Craigslist number, which they can answer on their phone. If you feel what I'm saying. Because essentially what happens is someone calls the second phone. That number forwards to their Google Voice number. And Google Voice is a little weird, because at one point I had 4 numbers all going to the same phone. And if you do it really slowly, you could probably get away with it, but it takes a few months. But essentially, they could answer that call, and they only had to carry 1 phone. Well, this is another little wrinkle. You can have, say, a second phone. You could call up your, Verizon, Sprint, AT&T. It's $10. That's what it was when I changed my number. It may be more, but you can change that number and phone verify. And every time you need a new number, you can call them up. Hey, I want to change this number. But that means you can't really give that number out. That's why you need the Google Voice number. That number that'll always be the same. Because I have one Google Voice, the number I use for personal stuff, and I've had that number for like 8-9 years. And that's on my credit report. That's everywhere, because that's a static number that'll never change. And I don't really give it out except for personal stuff. So that's a way for you to get numbers that can be verified, because with the PVA spot, for one number it's $5.50. If you buy 2 numbers, it's $5. So it just depends upon how many numbers you need. If you need a lot, because for what I do, I don't need a lot of numbers right now. That probably will change, because I'm looking at doing something else with Craigslist, because I don't get mad at Craigslist for being Craigslist. It's a free site. Craigslist has made me hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I will do whatever I need to do to mentally or physically or whatever reorient my process to get around whatever they're doing, because it's it's a great resource. I mean, I'll just say it. I have gotten money, deals, pussy. Yeah, I said that, pussy, off Craigslist. I mean, it's incredible. You can get any freaking thing you want off of Craigslist if you know what you're doing. And it blows my mind. But first and foremost, the money. That's what drew me to Craigslist in 2000. That's what keeps me on Craigslist, because Craigslist can make you money. When I sell my erotica, and part of the hustle mindset creed is build your own tribe. And I was building my tribe of people from Craigslist. Because see, this is the thing, and I'll tell you this. The personal section on Craigslist is a huge draw. It's probably one of the largest sections on any Craigslist site in any city. And a lot of people, because it's Craigslist, there's a lot of shame. But I've had people buy my books, and I've got 2 friends who are buying my books. They don't know it's me, but I know who they are. But they don't know it's me, and they're buying my erotica. And it's just like, I never thought you would have been on Craigslist, because one of the people was just like, I'll never be on Craigslist, but I'm getting paid, so it's all good. But this site will get you numbers, and you're going to need the numbers to phone verify. Or if you have a second phone, another trick. People, right? You could say, hey, could you do me a favor when you're doing your phone verification? And this will work with people absolutely positively will not be using Craigslist to sell anything. Say, hey, could you do me a favor? I need to do something with Craigslist, and they're going to send you a text. Okay. You get the code from a text put in, your phone verified. You've got 10 friends, you have 10 numbers. But these people, if they ever use Craigslist, they won't be able to use that number, because they'll come up that this number has already been verified. So just letting you know that. But that's a very cheap way to get around phone verification. I did that about 2 or 3 times because I didn't want to buy numbers, and it was just like I wanted to test something. But that's another way to get the phone verification. Now, understand, when you do the phone verification and setting up your account, if you have one account and everything is generated from IP, your internet address, your IP, internet protocol address. So if you have an account that is banned or toast or limited or crippled, you cannot post from that IP anymore, because you go out, you get a new number, and you post from the same ISP. Guess what? They're on to you. You're going to still get flagged. They're going to actually give that new account the old ranking of your old account. So what you need to do, but hey, first of all, new account. And if you've never ever posted from your phone, you'll see, this is the thing. I am such a heavy duty poster that I don't do a lot of stuff from my phone. I do it from my desktop. But my phone has a hotspot. So for my new project, I will just turn on my hotspot, and I can post from the house using that IP address. And there'll still be a bunch of ads coming from it, but it's a brand new IP. Second way to do it, go to a coffee shop. Go to a different coffee shop for each Craigslist account you have. Now, it seems like labor intensive if you go there and do your work. But essentially what you do is you go to the coffee shop, and you already have whatever ads you're going to do. You already have them on a Word document or a page document, pictures. You have all that stuff in the folder. So you go to the shop, open it up, post, and bounce. And, I have gone to, you could probably put up 5 or 6 ads. So, or if you can still, and there's some people can still do this, the old-fashioned method, which actually is great for internet marketers, where you post an ad, because if you just post one ad and don't open up an account, it's going to be the same way. You get an email that you have to click to activate your ad. If you want to go through the process of having 10 different email accounts, once again, they're going to key in on your IP, because every time that you post an ad on Craigslist, it captures your IP and puts 2 cookies into your browser. I have a browser on my laptop. I use Firefox, and I've got it customized where every time I close it, it gets rid of cookies. So I can use that Firefox browser on my laptop, go to a coffee shop, or use my phone and post an ad, close it, open it up again, and I'm starting from scratch from the cookie thing. And there's other ways to do this that gets a little bit more complicated where you need to get proxies and stuff. There are people who have servers in their house that rotate the proxies. But these guys are making a lot of money from Craigslist, so it's a small price to pay for the money they're making. Because understand, when I say over the years, I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars from Craigslist. I'm not exaggerating. That's just how great it is. Craigslist was better for us than eBay when you factor in there were no final evaluation fees. There were no fees with a lot of those sales. There were no fees. A lot of them were cash deals. There were no fees, except for the credit cards. But it's the new Craigslist, and this is why I'm doing this new series and I'm talking about it and pointing you in the direction of certain things, because hide my ass, an IP proxy, it works sometimes and sometimes it doesn't work. So essentially, Craigslist is getting better, which means that us as internet marketers, hustlers, whatever we want to be, we must get better. So that's how you can start with building your account. Now let's get to the other part of this. Once you have a new number, once you have a new account, once you have a new IP, you start posting ads, but you don't post ads where you want to post ads initially. You say you post something here in appliances. You post an ad in appliances, and you post something ridiculous like you have a microwave for $500. You can put bullshit like that up all day long on Craigslist. No one cares. So you post that. You come out of this. Then you post something, say, you post into 3, 4, maybe 5 categories that are removed from where you really want to be. What you're doing is priming your account, because what you're doing is 5 posts that are very benign, very safe, that will not be flagged by anyone. That is the key. You want to get posts that you know are never going to get flagged, because as you build your account, you build armor, you build strength. It's almost like a video game, because a lot of this stuff is automated. So as you make posts and they don't get flagged, it's like, hey, there's a good Craigslister, we're not going to bother him. Then you post seriously 5 or 6 or 7. And this is the cool thing, because you're posting in different categories and you don't really run up into too many limits, because you're posting in things you don't give a shit about. So you could post something here. You can run around the house, put some stuff up there you don't care about. Anything, you could just pop stuff up there. 5, maybe 10 different things, 10 different categories. Once again, 10 different things. You got an old cell phone, you know what? Put it up there. Just get rid of it. You've got, anything. So whatever your core category is, you do that last after you have 5 to 10 ads. Wait a few days, then post 1 or 2 ads where you want it to go. Now, here's another little trick. Let's see. How am I going to do this? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go here. We're going to post. And for sale by owner. I'm going to go business commercial. And I'm not going to log in. I'm going to put business table. I'm going to put $500 on it. And I'm going to put Buckhead. And put 1. And I'm going to tell you something else in a second. And we're going to put storage unit, because this is an email address I have never used for Craigslist. So I know I should not have any problems. And that's the thing. I got a ton of email addresses. It gets a little stupid at times. That was going to actually be the name of a site at one point because I created this account in 2009. So one business table, I'm going to actually have to put in this. Let's see, one business table for $500. No, you come pick. You have to put in a certain amount of text or it won't let you post. Call me at 666. 666. All right. And let's put devil. That might get flagged. Oh, no. But I'm just putting this up here. Okay. We're not putting any pictures up. And publish. All right. So what I'm going to do is go here to Gmail. And there it is. See, you can still do this. You can stack ads. This is we'll talk about this later. I'm going to stay on point. But all right, you go ahead and you do this. And you accept this. Now, this is how you start bulletproofing your ad. You go here. Then you open link in a new tab. And you open link in a new tab. And open link in a new tab. Do that 20 to 30 times. Now what? And really, this ad's not going to be flagged. It'll be there for whatever, because I'm not going to leave it up. I'm actually going to take it down. But by opening those tabs 20 to 30 times, that represents 20 to 30 hits. So if 20 or 30 people hit it and one person comes and flags it, it's like 30 people like it and one person doesn't. Whatever. That could be personal opinion. But if you put your ad up and it's brand new, and like I said, when it's new, like this ad right here would take 22 hits to come down. But as you get on to building your business, especially with a new account, that's a very good way to, even if you're flagged, it gets hard to bring it down because it fools the system into thinking that a lot of people like your ad when you're actually the person that's all coming from the same ISP. I've tested this on another account and I put up a crazy ad that I know got flagged, and I also had some people flag it. I had 6 people flag it and it didn't come down. So I know other people flag it. So this is another way to bulletproof your ad, because if your account is crippled, it only takes 1 or 2 flags to bring your ad down. So if your account's crippled, it's just like start over. That's what I'm doing. I'm like, I have accounts that, I'm kind of like in love with because I've had them for so long. But knowing what I know now, it's a waste of time and energy to keep hitting the ad. They're putting stuff up there because another thing that happens with Craigslist, and this happened for the first time like 2003, people start to know who you are. When you post a lot of ads, you have a certain style that stands out. They'll know that it's you. It's like, oh, this is so-and-so. And it's like you don't think you do, but you do. If you post a lot, you're going to develop a style. It's going to be part of your developing your efficiencies. It's going to be part of you putting together your stuff. So you will key in. And I will tell you, I had a crazy person who followed us from eBay because this was an eBay account that got shut down. And this was one of those crazy periods. And this person knew that we were on Craigslist because this person was checking eBay and checking Craigslist. And this person started posting all this nasty stuff about us. And then some of our customers saw it on Craigslist, like, who is this person? Why are they saying these things about you? And it was a problem. It was a serious problem because this person was a nutcase. Total nutcase. And I'll tell you, you can't do this anymore because it's illegal. But I'll tell you exactly how I got rid of her, because she was insane. And it was just like, what is your problem? And understand, she never bought anything from us. She never bought anything from us. So she kept posting and posting and posting. And I did some research and I found some stuff that she had for sale, and I got her address. And I got her phone number. And like I said, you can't do this anymore. But I took her phone number and I went out and found the sluttiest picture I could find. And I posted it in like 8 different Craigslist adult section categories. And she became so busy, she never said, I don't know, she knew it was us and knew it was me or not, but she never messed with us again. I mean, I know it sounds bad, but this went on for months, man. This was crazy. But the internet brings out a certain level of people because the repercussions are slim to none. And people know this. So when you bring repercussions to the table, yeah, behavior changes. But let's see, while I'm sitting there talking, because I don't want to leave this up here, because right now that email address is pretty clean. There's nothing going on with it. So what we're going to do is go in here and we're going to get rid of it because there's no point in leaving it up. Yep, I want to get rid of it. So if you have a lot of email addresses, you can literally, and this is another tip, you can literally put up one ad a day, pretty much anywhere you want without really running into problems. One per day. Now, here's another thing. Craigslist treats ads with pictures differently than they treat ads without pictures. Like, you could put up all kind of ads without pictures. And you want to know why? Because the thing is, not too many people are going to look at it. And you know this is not going to get a lot of traffic. So you're very benign. And that's another way to actually build your Craigslist account. Put up a bunch of ads that are not going to cause any problems. And as you post, you build rank, so to speak, and you become like a good Craigslister. So, when you're sitting around bored or whatever, just put up a few ads here or there. You're not trying to sell anything. You're trying to make your ad flag proof. You're flag proofing. As Harvey McCaig said, dig your well before you're thirsty. That's kind of what you're doing, because part of this is some of those old Craigslist accounts, I used to do nothing but furniture. Then I turn around and start putting other stuff. So having a good, solid, strong Craigslist account is something that can help you pretty much at any point in the future, because Craigslist has issues. Craigslist is saturated. But all the stuff that I wanted to sell on Craigslist, it took me twice as long as it normally does. I still sold it. And I still made the money that I wanted to make. So it is a site that is not as easy to navigate as it once was, but it's still worthy of consideration and effort. So, this is the deal. I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to talk about other stuff for Craigslist. And when I get that other number, I'll build a brand new account. I'll show you how to do the Gmail thing and the Google Voice integration and all that. So this is just one section, and there'll be many more. I'm going to probably do something Craigslist related this whole week, just to give you an idea of what you're dealing with and how to make money on Craigslist in 2013. All right, this is Glendon Cameron. I will see you on the good side.